back for more Dota 2. We are now on Stream 3, Merlini. Stream 3. We've literally gone down the numbers today. But we've stuck with Wings the whole way, so we are your Wings experts for today. We've seen more Dota of them than any other caster here. And they are now going up against Escape.
I wonder if they tilt. I think they do a little bit, judging by their Manila performance, and they have not had the best group stage performance. They are currently 1-3. They tied EG 1-1. EG were looking fairly good, to give them some credit, and I believe they 2-0 Navi. So clearly it was not a fluke that they beat Wings, and they lost 0-2 versus TNC, and Alliance had beat TNC 2-0. So TNC, not the strongest team, but certainly not the weakest team.
It just seems like the team that goes against Wings when they win, like they play good Dota, not spectacular Dota, and Wings just gives them the opportunity to make it better, like just to make them the winners.
Yep. Well, Escape will pay homage to the Drow Ranger despite Wings losing both of their last games. Actually, maybe Escape didn't get a chance, but you know, that's what their coach is for. Is like, okay, this is what happened in the last series, this is what you should ban, so on and so forth. And Wings will pay respect.
Question mark, the Marana.
Ooh, yeah, Marana. I think that hero has got to go, but then there's ET, so pick your evil right now. I think Wings will take the other one. It would have been Faces Void had this been 3 weeks ago, but Wings have just not been snagging that up on the first pick. However, Wings are on dire this side. This is not something that we've seen from them. They've, I believe, played Radiant all 4 games, so it could be a little bit different.
And this was actually intentional by Synderin. Synderin picked the Radiant side. So Wings chose first pick, and Synderin chose to take the Radiant side. So this is intentional. They push him there. There's the Elder Titan getting through. The Marana was banned out by Synderin, so he wasn't playing chicken with this one, where they each get one of them. Okay, you get ET or you get Marana. So Synderin has a double to pick up. The IO has been the hero who has been picked up more times. Like actually, every single time it got first picked against Wings at this tournament, Wings lost.
It is not an Escape forte, however.
Reserve time.
I also did not think it was EG's forte, but with Zai back in the roster, seems like their hero pool has expanded quite some bit, and I noticed that they also had picked Chen, so you know, maybe these teams have some other heroes up their sleeves.
Well, there's one of them, Ogre Magi, as well as Juggernaut. The pickups from Escape.
Pretty solid opener overall, and I think Juggernaut is that nice balance of hero that's not too greedy but still scales really late into the game. I saw them get punished really hard one game with the Invoker plus a Slark, and they just got pushed down by a Drow strat, and I think it's just much safer for Escape to focus on the early game, think about the later game later, and make sure you give Koikba a scaling hero. Although he did play the Queen of Pain phenomenally in game number 3 yesterday.
That he did, but also he had a bit of a rough Queen of Pain in game number 1 yesterday.
So what do Wings want to go for right here? Elder Titan is run in the off lane by them as well as a support. They vary it up occasionally.
What if they try and set themselves around team fights?
It's always around a team fight for them.
Speak about that.
Maybe they don't pick Faces Void because they don't get the Elder Titan with it. That might be another consideration.
True, because you're answering that question through our games earlier today, like why no Void? Why no Void all the time? But there's only been a few teams that have picked them up so far today as well.
And Faces Void generally run in position 1 by Wings. If you haven't watched their games recently, they are a strange team, to put it lightly. They were the first team, I believe, to run Marana in the position 2 in the mid lane very often. They were the first team to run Faces Void in the position 1 very often, and still kind of the only team that does it on a consistent basis. But they just have strange picks. They also picked Pudge in the first round of the tournament, so there's just a lot of things going on with Wings that are just inconsistent with other teams.
Is that the weird thing when you say like Wings, they're on a game they won was with Pudge?
Did they win that game? Yeah, they did.
Yeah. Wait, was that the second game or the first game?
They lost that. They lost that game, right? Wings won the first game and lost the second.
Yeah, Wings won first, lost second.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, in that case, take it all back. 100% loss rate with Pudge.
10 seconds remaining.
Double check first. Okay, I just, my brain fart.
5 seconds remaining.
No, Pudge was second game. Alright, so again, the removal of Huskar, nothing shady. Especially considering both Ancient Apparition as well as Dazzle are in the pool.
And Oracle.
And Oracle, yeah. A lot of problematic heroes.
A lot of
Escape
the App Store heroes
Gaming's
left
turn
too.
to
We see the Riki. I think Riki is extremely good versus Faceless Void, so I'm actually a little bit worried that Escape will pick that up here. Wings will ban out the Quake, but Tinker, the very stable ban for teams that have been facing
10
Escape.
seconds
This
remaining.
team is a lot about Quakeville, although they have expanded a little bit. They just seem to do
5
so much
seconds
better when Quakeville gets the hero and the space that he needs to shine.
Yeah, I actually kind of hope, like, I know as you're saying in the last series we cast, like,
Gaming's
Invoker's
turn
moving
to
out of
ban.
favor, but Quake's Invoker is just so much fun to watch. Even if it's a little bit boring for like 5 to 10 minutes when he disappears off the map.
Oh, you mean 25?
25.
It's usually 25.
He's involved for the first 5-10 minutes, and
Sunstrike
then he
does not
disappears.
count.
Sunstrike so totally counts. Ogre gets the stun. Nah.
Sunstrike does
5
not count as
seconds
getting
remaining.
involved. That's like Zeusel getting involved.
Reserve
It's very
time.
similar. I mean,
You
have to look at him.
you require more skill with a Sunstrike. Look, predict where hero moves, and then hit.
by predicts,
As
you
opposed
mean
to-
wait for a
as
stun.
opposed to hit R. Are you saying a Sunstrike is on the same skill level as Thunder
I'm
God's
saying
Wrath?
they're both super low levels of involvement when it comes to Dota.
You don't have to move anywhere. I'll give you that.
Yeah, that's
It will take more camera time and focus to do a Sunstrike than a Thunder God's Wrath.
they're still.
Thunder God's
Escape
Wrath is like your
Gaming's
teammate
turn
going,
to
"Yo,
pick."
free book, free gold, free gold, free gold," and boom, that's it.
I beg to differ, but we can agree.
Of course, you beg to differ. You're literally like the father of Zeus.
Or even NP.
Dota.
Okay, let's say NP ult.
Wings Gaming.
MP ult.
Turn to
MP ult it could potentially be a little bit trickier because you need to make sure there's vision, so you have to look at your mini map more than anything else. So you have to make sure there's vision of creep waves, so you get the multiple bounces, and then get the big
10
bounce at the
seconds
target
remaining.
you intend.
I think in these sort of games, it's like we're about to go on this guy.
5
Press,
seconds remaining.
help us out here.
Yeah, you still want to have the most bad damage. It's the calculation, Matlini, calculation.
Reserve
You can't talk
time.
about.
You can't, there's no way. You can't actually win. There's actually a Dota argument which you are incapable of winning, saying that the same amount of like skill.
I'm saying
to
they're
hit a
both
Zeus
low.
ulti.
They're both low, Toby.
It's
What about NP Sprout? Is that super hard, Toby?
against a BKB target.
I'm talking about for yourself.
Dick. You're such a dick.
I was talking to some of the other guys. Jacob's like, I can't watch that video anymore. Or actually, Cap said I can't watch that video anymore.
Oh,
It's too
thank-
cringy.
Yeah,
And then
it is.
And then Jacob said every time I watch it, I just bust out laughing every time. So there's a variety of reactions.
Yeah, well, Jacob loves that kind of stuff.
All right. So what will
He
Wings pick up
loves
here?
self-deprecation with the fuck word.
Ooh, we have not seen this
Escape
hero in a long
Gaming's
time.
turn to pick.
We have not.
She's back. And that's a team fight lineup if I've seen one.
Yeah, that's a full-on team fight lineup. That's going to be a beautiful timing. How does
10
Escape even
seconds
win that
remaining.
then?
Draft more team fight.
Yeah, but how?
5 seconds.
What do you want for
remaining.
your mid? What
They
do you
actually have pretty good split push though. And Beastmaster and Juggernaut are actually like very good at split pushing.
Reserve
So
time.
I'm not that concerned about Escape's lineup. Okay, and fourth pick
Wings
Wisp.
Gaming's turn to pick.
want? Okay.
I think Wings have a very good lineup to deal with this from Escape though. I think,
Agreed.
yeah, I think it's just like a superior team fight, and they don't have to be alone. I think IO thrives when the other team like can't push high ground and
10
you're
seconds
forced to split up
remaining.
and farm. But when you're versus a lineup that can just take your base and
5
team fight at
seconds
any
remaining.
time, I think that it shines a little bit less. But you know, they are
Reserve time.
not that great versus Wisp.
This just feels like a disengaged lineup. Wings come to initiate on us, relocate the hell out, and just bail. Just get away as quick as you possibly can, and then fight on your
You have to
terms.
fight at some point though,
Escape
especially with now the
Gaming's
sustain
turn to
coming out.
bat.
So they have the tower push into the Death Prophet, the sustain and the save on the Death Prophet with the Oracle, and then they have the two massive team fight heroes with the Elder Titan and the Void.
Yeah, this is so good for Wings.
I'm liking their lineup a little bit more, although
10
Escape, they
seconds
also
remaining.
got exactly what they wanted. They have a nice tanky hero for Cinderin that can still do stuff without
5
any
seconds
items.
remaining.
They have a core that can fight a lot very early on in the Juggernaut. They have the team fight in the
Reserve
control
time.
with the Beastmaster.
You don't have a big playmaker hero though for
Yep.
Yapsor. Like with his rotation, he's done so much for this team.
Dude,
during-
Ogre or
during the
Io can make
qualifiers.
plays, man.
Yeah.
Io's made a lot of plays in the first 2 rounds of this tournament, and
Every
that
time
hero
I
is
think of Yapso, though, it's like kill plays. Like the kills we're seeing on the IOs earlier today were all.
You're a simple man, Toby.
Yes.
That's why you like Drow.
Yes.
Simple.
You are right on both accounts. Take me to a fancy Italian restaurant, and I go, you know what? I'll have the bolognese.
I don't exactly know what bolognese is, so I guess I'm even simpler. I don't actually eat Italian food that much.
Bolognese,
What's bolognese?
like pasta and meat.
Oh, we just call it pasta here. Stop using fancy words, dude.
Wings
Bolognese.
Gaming's turn to
Bolognese
bat.
is a global word.
I don't eat fancy stuff, man.
It's bolognese.
I like noodles and dumplings and simple things.
Wings
Ooh,
Gaming.
the Necrophos band.
Oh, they might have been worried about the
Escape
aggro lane of
Gaming's
Escape
turn to
Necro
pick.
as well as Io together are so brutal, and then you can get away with the safe lane Jugger and Ogre. Actually, it's such a smart ban from Wings.
And then Escape looks like they banned out an offlaner in the Axe, but Wings will pull a fast one and
10
run
seconds
Morphling as the
remaining.
position 1, not the Void as previously suspected.
5 seconds
And with
remaining.
that, they have added split push threat as well as shoring up their late game a lot more than a position 1 fixes
Reserve
Void.
time.
And an Escape still lacking 1
10
core,
seconds
either the
remaining.
Koikva or the
Spirit.
Era
It's the
hero.
Koifa.
This is the Koikva hero.
Well, unless Era's going to try and run the Storm Spirit in the safe lane. Which he won't anyway. Like, it'll still be Koifa playing Storm.
Great hero to kill the Oracle, and Faceless Void might have some trouble trying to lock down the Storm Spirit. He is by far the most reliable lockdown unless you count Silence from Blink.
This isn't the first time I've seen this combination too, the Io and Storm Spirit
Oh,
together
that
from
is
Escape.
it's very common.
Yep.
I think we saw it from maybe Alliance earlier.
There was definitely one team that ran it today. I don't know if it was Escape or if it was Alliance. Because Escape might have done it in their series. Either way, very common. And this is going to be like, oh man, I just look at
10
Wings lineup and it's like,
seconds
it's so simple and easy to do.
5 seconds remaining.
It's never that easy, Toby.
It just looks really, really easy.
Just like sprouting heroes.
All right, let's get into it. So, predictions: total number of smoke ganks, smoke gank kills
Prepare
at
for
the end of a
battle.
game. So it's not just a smoke gank; it has to end with a kill.
I'll go with 5 to 8. Player who places the most observer rewards. Well, who has observer rewards? I see
it's-
Yapzor with.
Well, it's always Synderen.
Is it?
It's-
Yapzor has an observer reward on.
Oh,
already.
by 15 minutes. Yeah, but Synderen's gonna have the other one, right? Yeah, Synderen. She's got 2 sentries.
There was already one place on the top lane, but that was by an offlaner. So Synderen has 0 plays. Ice Ice has 1,
It'll be
and Innocence has 1.
It'd be. It's a toss-up.
I'll go with Innocence.
I'm gonna go with my boy Shind. Face gonna get himself away. Team with the first barracks kill. I kind of saying
30
like Wings is gonna have a
seconds to battle.
lot better opportunity at that. I'm leaning towards Wings.
Will there be a teleport canceled by stun? There's not
By
that many
10
stuns.
by 10 minutes.
Does Faceless Void ult count as a stun?
Probably not. If it
I'll
was like
just say
like a
yes.
time lock, then probably.
Actually, no. I'm just gonna throw no.
Yeah, no seems to be the safer one here. Like Synderen potentially, but like you
The
suffer
battle
Faceless Void from
begins.
TPing out, but that would require Void even caring to hold a TP.
And Wings will miss the D ward on the bottom lane, so that observer ward placed down by Yapzor will stay alive for almost the entirety of the observer ward duration. Era will take up the mid lane, Koikva in the bottom.
Innocence was too late to snipe out that bottle from Yapsol. So it's Bottle Juggernaut going up against Blink. So enjoy that lane. I'm sure you'll have a great time there, Death Prophet. Top lane will be Keizu. Mr. Beastmaster. Any lane up against Noracle just seems to be a pain in the absolute butt. However, when Shadow cops that much damage from a creep wave, life seems to look a lot easier for you.
He has 2 sets of regen. That's one tango's like half his health. I don't think Wings have the strongest lanes this game though. Like Beastmaster's already off to like an okay start on the top lane. Mid lane is a Wisp +1, which should be a slight win for Escape, I would say. And then bottom lane, it's the big bad Ogre already beating up on the Elder Titan. He's just clubbing him down, man.
Forced him out of the lane. Both obviously need Orb of Venom.
Ogre.
It's so good on Ogre, actually.
Mangoes, man.
Tanky enough to deal with it. I like how Kuiper also deals with, like, potentially Faith forcing him in. This Storm Spirit with the early Remnant, just very easy to just zone out Wings. They don't want to go under it.
He is going for a Soul Ring first, and might not have access to Secret Chapter on time. Ice trying to interrupt this, but Kuiper
with the Overload, the Stomp's going to kick in. He's still got that Overload hit, and that's going to allow Synderein to spill first blood, and Faith sticking around.
Why did Faith wake up the sleep? That's, I think, what killed Elder Titan right there. They're probably having a chat in the old team room, and I would not be happy if I were Elder Titan in that situation. He clearly just wanted to mess with the stacks a little bit, and that stomp was nice and lined up. Maybe he was hoping for some GG bashes, but that's only a 10% chance there.
And you just gave first blood to an Ogre Magi as well. Like if he can pick up boots nice and early, help zone out that ET. Potentially if you get arcane boots, then Kuiper is going to have a lot more sustain with his mana on that bot lane.
And Beastmaster is already level 3, so the laning phase is going extremely well for Escape, and YapzOr trying to get tank some damage so that he can heal up air a little bit, just eating up that Newt damage, and he has a regeneration rune bottled up, so if you thought it was hard for Blink earlier, it's gonna get progressively tougher.
And just a really good start for Escape, as at least as far as the lanes go, for what you want out of him. You might be a little bit concerned about the amount of farm that Morphling's able to get, so Shadow's looking really good for his early CS, 24-6, so far above everybody else. The closest to him is Era at 12-3 in the mid lane. And yep, they're having a crack at Ice. Synderein, he doesn't have a stun, it's a Bloodlust and Ignite build coming in from the Ogre Magi, but they'll loop around, they'll find Elder Titan, Void, but they have no stuns, they have no damage. They just try to run at him, so they'll force the ET off the lane. But this is still a Void in the off lane with the Time Walk coming off cooldown, so he's perfectly alright with this.
Maybe Void isn't picked as much because of Ogre. Ogre, I think, zones out the Void very well, having high armor, high regen, and damage over time. That is like the trifecta of just being able to make sure Void has a miserable time.
We still have more games in the group stage, and we'll start to see more trends come at that point, but maybe you're right. There's some stats to back us up.
Oh, Ogre.
Era forced back a little bit further on the mid. Beastmaster, like, good, really, rune control from Escape has been right on the money. So they get the double damage bottled up by the IO. Easy bounty room for a Beastmaster who goes back to his normal farming. No Iron Talon yet for him. In fact, now it's coming out in the courier. So it took 4 minutes to get the Iron Talon on the Beastmaster. But he also spent a lot of time on the lane, hence he's managed to find almost 5 levels on a Beastmaster.
But Shadow CS is out of control, especially relative to Kuiper. Kuiper only sitting at 14, Morphling at a whopping 34. I guess that's what happens when you're almost full agility.
I say, has he missed anything with 34 last hits?
A couple. Not very many.
It's actually one of these things too, where you wonder what the point of Keizu is going to be. Like, you want a Raw, if you get Lincoln Spear very quickly over on Shadow, then that Raw's not going to do a hell of a lot. Then you've still got False Promise to come in from Innocence. So you can break anybody free. Oh, maybe you are right. Maybe it is YapzOr. Come on, Synderein, don't let me down.
I didn't put YapzOr.
Who'd you put?
Innocence.
Okay. Got 2. Okay, yeah, fresh obs in the mid. Very heavy on that vision around the Death Prophet.
Got a Protector. Era closing in on level 6. I think that's going to be a very troublesome time for Blink. He does have the infused raindrop, but that does not really help versus Juggernaut nor the Wisp.
They brought Innocence down to the bot lane. Spirit's out already. Ice starts with the stomp. Manages to trigger on Koi for a little bit. Faith running in forward. And do they have enough? Koitfa? Yep, the damage is there. Yapso will arrive, but all he can do is buff up Synderen. The Sind has no real mana to speak of. Yapso, no bottle charges, no stick charges to work with.
Nice stomp coming out from Wings and very timely movement coming out from Innocence to ensure that Storm Spirit dies before the Wisp comes in. That was completely necessary. And it looks like another regeneration room will go Escape's way, and Synderen.
Oh, let it rip, Synderen. You're gonna get all your mana back anyway.
Uh-oh.
Yapso still running at Faith. He's in the neighborhood.
He missed his time walk.
Yep. Got caught on the hillside. It seemed to be enough. The Observer, I think, saw him go. At least move off the lane.
Shadow trying to contest the camp right now. Kezu, not really that much he can do about that.
Just try and stay as close as you possibly can, get as many last hits as you can.
Koikva's level 6 right now, playing much more aggressively with the ball lightning available to him. And of course that blood loss helping out.
It's a nice way to at least approach the lane. Spirit comes in behind you, you just move forward. Faith, time walk out, he's okay.
D-ward by Innocence coming out.
I don't see not a single point up in silence from Blink. Going for a 4-0-2 at the moment on the Death Prophet.
That's not that uncommon of a build.
Just think with your control over on Era with a stomp setup.
They're not looking to kill the Jug though. He's too hard to kill. Imagine if a Wisp comes in and then he survives that initial burst, turns around with Omni plus spin. You'd much rather just go for the higher percentage kills, the IO, and the Beastmaster in particular. Looks like they're trying to circle in. Ice blocking up that spawn.
Morphling just wave forms forward. He may regret this in a moment. The Roar's going to come and Era's in the neighborhood. He wants Omnislash right now, though there's too much around him. And Shadow, strength morphing up, but the Omnislash hits perfectly. So good smoke gang. They'll move over to Innocence. They have enough damage in time. Innocence barely escaping.
That wave for
But now Wings try and punish. They push the mid lane. Need to have a little bit more mana over on Blink so we can Crypt Swarm through this creep wave, make the most of this ultimate. But now Escape are TPing in support, so Hero will return. And they've also got Storm Spirit moving up with the Invis rune. He's going to come from behind. The Dire Side would have seen him pick this up or even trigger it thanks to the ward, which is down inside the Radiant jungle. But with the spin damage, the Vortex, they pull back in the Death Prophet. They find the kill. Era so low. Ice, the one hit is not enough. Koitfa slows him up. And Yapso, not really a hell of a lot to give to Koitfa, just tether, support, comfort.
He didn't have enough good Spirit Siphon targets right there. With the spin and the Storm Spirit zipping around him, was not able to leech enough HP to survive that, despite having the raindrops and I believe the strength treads in his inventory at the time. So first use of Exorcism only gets that tower down to 800 HP. Not worth at all. And Faceless Void is level 7 now, can start helping out his team a little bit with the Chronosphere if he sees an opportunity, but I'm not sure how many they're going to get because Shadow is just farming away as does Morphling.
This is the problem with Morphling, like you can't do a lot of damage early on. Like, what are you gonna do? You gotta commit Exorcism every time Chronosphere is gonna go? It's not like the old TI combos where you got like Skywrath Mage or Witch Doctor to sync up with the Faceless Void from the supports.
ETO would be nice, but he is not level 60 and still needs quite a bit of ways, but the cooldown's fairly similar.
He can at least throw the Spirit in there, but that still then requires Faceless Void to have damage, like Echo Saber or Mask of Madness style early on.
Oracle's great at offering damage.
True. As long as they get the kill. Prediction update correct. Answer was no.
Even without the kill, still offers a lot of burst. Purging off the heal from Purifying Flames. The good Oracle players, like, you'll have like 400, 500 magic burst within 3-4 seconds.
Where are they off to? Yabsel's going to put a ward behind the tower. Looking for the vision, so up to 3 now for Yapsel for his wards placed.
Net worth lead just 500 in favor of Escape.
Radiant's
XP
top
earned
tower is under
near
attack.
0, and Wings looking to make a dent in that graph as they smoke onto the top lane. There is no
Dire's
relocate
bottom
ready
tower
as of
is
yet,
under
and
attack.
Kezu is in a
Radiant's top
lot
tower
of
is
trouble
under
right
attack.
now.
He's running away from the spirit. They
Radiant
don't have a
structures
great
are
control on him, and now the TP support can arrive. Wings
Dire's bottom tower
potentially
is
can
under
get
attack.
pincered in this top lane,
Radiant's top tower is under
but
attack.
there's no reason for Escape to fight it.
Radiant's top
Like, your
tower is
Beastmaster will
fallen.
survive, Yapsor will run at them a little bit,
Dire's middle tower
but you look
is
for the
under
trade-off.
attack.
It's the tier 1 tower mid lane, so Era, as well as Synderen, just try and beat it down with the help of the catapult.
They have Glyph. I'm surprised they haven't used it yet. They're probably just going to wait for it to get into deny range. Maybe even not.
Oh yeah, there it is, deny range. Era, he wants it. He really, really wants it. One hit, fortification will come as well. Era's on the run. He's gonna spin. Needs that extra movement to get away. The last attack is gonna be enough from Death Prophet. But the mid tower was still taken by Synderen. Was it value for money or value for life? Yapsor tether forward, Synderen with an extra multicast. He's still gonna get stomped up, but Yapsor holding his hand back to the tier 1 tower.
Man, that Bloodlust change. He's spamming it out. He's getting purged occasionally by Fortune's End, but...
Well, we're gonna go top. Raw relocates on the way as well. Shadow gonna quickly jump over to Replicate, but a quick jump by Kuiper. They'll need another one to get in front of Shadow. He's already used his waveform with the Remnant down. You got a little bit of help coming in from the Death Prophet, and now Escape not so confident anymore. Not as Yapsor gets relocated back into the mid lane. So a hefty commitment to try and catch out the Morphling, but unsuccessful.
Bought a lot of time and expended a lot of the Storm Spirit spin, and that will open up the mid lane for Blink. There is still a Glyph available for them. Storm Spirit still needs quite a bit of time to heal up and make the move, and I don't think she's going to get there in time.
They keep the tower low enough that you'd feel like you could go for it. Yapsor's going to come into the mid.
The
And
value
he
exorcism.
leaves.
He has the Arcane Rune.
Radiant's bottom tower is under
They
attack.
burned that fortification to push him back.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
We still haven't seen too much out of the Faithless Void. And they are walking into a heavily warded area. Escape don't really... They're not very concerned.
They've got Chrono and Splitter. With Innocence right behind him. Now Shadow's going to join the fight too. There should be a very dead Synderen. Chronosphere will be committed. With the waveform forward, Synderen will pop. Innocence the man to do the damage.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
And Era to the
Dire's
trees.
structures
He
are
probably doesn't
fortified.
even mind that he got corroded right there.
Synderen the first one to die. From the combo, at least.
Not surprising.
Yeah.
That's his job.
It actually is. He is a sponge, Synderen. Now Keizu, under the cover of his own smoke, moving forward. The Hawk lets him see all of Wings. Doesn't want to go on Faith with 10 stick charges as well as Time Walk. Chance of that kill succeeding is rather low. Now Shadow going to turn Era against himself by making that copy. But Kuiper takes the tier 1 tower on the top lane while all this is going on. So Wings looking to fight, but Escape getting a good trade-off.
Just happily farming away for his Bloodstone. Net worth graph, he is just slightly behind Morphling, but there are a lot of rich heroes in this game. Wings may be looking to make a sweep of this bottom tower, but I don't know. The threat of a Storm Spirit TP and multiple heroes chasing down should be enough to dissuade Wings unless they commit something like an exorcism, but Blink is still mighty far away.
I just love this farmland. Keizu is
under
currently
attack.
opening up a potato farm over on the side here. Looking to farm up some heroes, just get the roar off, drop the
Radiant's
necro
bottom
books coming
tower
from
is
behind
under
all of a
attack.
sudden. Free fertilizer.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Okay, now I see the ping coming out. They want to fight. They saw that the Morphling has TP'd away, but now Chrono...
Now they don't have any kind of help. Synderen goes in. You can ping all you want, but there's no friends. Synderen just keeps running, but the
Dire's
Oracle will
middle
find the
tower is under
damage.
attack.
And Keizu's TPing out. Goodbye. And they have Exorcism
Radiant's
available, so
bottom
this tier 1 tower, they don't
is
even
under
need it.
attack.
That tier 1
Dire's
tower is
middle
gone.
tower is under attack.
I like the movement by Shadow to dip that top lane. What's that? They aren't showing any signs of helping the
Dire's
Ogre out.
top tower is under attack. Dire's structures are fortified.
Well, Koikva still Just a little bit of gold away from his soul booster, and Wings finally bringing in the cavalry. They
fade.
will catch him at the tail end, but I don't know if they have enough follow-up.
Yeah, they need more damage. Kuiper, where's that jump? Okay, that'll work. Relocate out from
Dire's
Yapsor.
bottom tower is
Ends
under
up
attack.
grabbing the Storm Spirit. Beastmaster is going to go up and towards the air thanks to a Yule Scepter, so KZU stays numbered. Hoped to be denied up by some kind of ghost, but not to be the case. And now Yapsor is the man, has to fight up against 3.
What is that range creep doing there?
I don't know. I maybe follow down. Would be the assumption. A double kill in for the Death Prophet.
It took a very long time for them to kill that Wisp. Mostly because of a missed knock coming out from Ice. But it will be Yapsor's demise that will lead to Storm Spirit surviving. Worth, I suppose, still just needs that Bloodstone.
Well, he's got the Soul Booster.
Oh, he has the
he's got the whole
recipe,
thing.
yeah.
Okay, yeah, never mind. Full Bloodstone now up, 16.5 minutes into a game.
With creds, no less.
Also with Era getting a large amount of farm.
They have to be able to kill the Wisp early, or else Storm Spirit is just going to get way too much help from the Wisp with the mana. And then on top of that, with the added benefits of Bloodlust and level 3 Inner Beast, I think that Storm Spirit has the potential to go off in these fights.
He just needs the rest of the timing. The rest of the money.
Smoke coming out from Wings. 3 heroes sweeping towards that top rune.
Yeah, but where can they go from there? Like, you look towards Kuiper, but Kuiper can just ball lightning himself out straight away.
Not if you have Yules into Silence. And to
That
stop
is true.
into split Earth.
At the same time, I'm looking towards Faith in the mid. That's probably going to be where the initiation starts, but
Radiant's middle tower
they deny up the
has been
tower.
denied.
Kuiper now. There's Death Prophet sending him up and towards the air. Quick silence. Stun as well. They bring in Era with a relocate. A denial with the Bloodstone. And Era's got the choice. Does he want to Omnislash underneath the creep wave? They're hoping Death Prophet will move further away. 2 seconds. 1 second. Era pulled out just in the nick of time. And Faith. It looks like, oh, okay. He's going to get a one-man chrono. He gets Era. Starts his TP. The ball forward. Kuiper got caught on the edge of the chrono, so he couldn't vortex and cancel it. And that is going to be a Faceless Void getting out, but he does burn his 2-minute cooldown chrono.
I guess that's worth
Radiant's
overall.
bottom tower
They had to
is
use
under attack.
Relocate to try and save. They got the first Bloodstone charge on a Storm Spirit and put him down in the grave for a little bit, and all the meanwhile getting time for Shadow to farm up his crucial items, first of which will be the Lincoln Sphere. Lincoln's standard build,
Radiant's
very good
bottom
versus the
tower is under
Beastmaster,
attack.
although not very good versus the Juggernaut, although Juggernaut usually will not be Omnislash
Dire's
with that
middle
Morph
tower
Blink.
is under attack.
Trying to
escape,
score Roche.
really? With the level 1 Nectar book, it might be possible, so yeah, they start.
And no Chronosphere, and no Exorcism, and looks like Elder Titan maybe can scout it out, but aside from that, there is really nothing in the way of stopping Escape from taking down the Aegis.
Radiant's bottom
They can definitely
tower
slow
is
him.
under attack.
Start the stomp up now, they back out. Era's the only one caught, but so is Roshan. As Ignite actually bouncing all the way up, so it hits on the 3 heroes from Wings that want to come down. Roshan down to 2k. Another stomp of Marvel, so 1, 2, and Kuiper, quick jump out. Era dodging it by staying close enough inside. Now the jump forward to Satch. Faceless Void. He satches the Aegis to the Immortal. It's going to burn here. The Splitter as well. Era will be protected for the moment with a Roar on show. They try and keep him out of the fight. They need Ice to drop, get rid of this aura. The only slash from Era will allow that to happen. And now they move over to a bigger target, onto the Death Prophet, group up. Yapsor now comes back from his relocate save, and they still haven't finished that target. The Death Prophet, False from Oracle will buy a little bit more time, but the heal is sort of there for the Death Prophet, but will it be enough? It may just be enough for him to stand the fight. Yep, he goes straight back to full life. Kuiper has the ball landing himself to his side of the river. So the Faceless Void burns the Aegis to the Immortal, even if Escape do find the kill on Roshan.
That was such a gutsy play coming out from a Faceless Void going in there without Chronosphere. But he did end up snatching that Aegis, as you mentioned, and whew, imagine if like Storm Spirit or Juggernaut had gotten that Aegis, that would have been a completely different fight. And now Wings with her ultimate off cooldown, will be able to
Radiant's
take
bottom
some
tower
objectives
is
around the escape side of the map, and net worth still neck and neck at 0.
They know where Yapsor is. The Observer Ward saw him go in, so they just go Spirit to Stomp. Where's the follow-up? A one punch from Ice. He waited for Oracle to arrive to drop the nuke. That way there's no way that you could tether over to Kuiper.
Yeah, that was smart. That was close.
Well, Keizu's able to pick up a nice item for himself. The level 3 Necro Book is up by 21 minutes for a Beastmaster. Still no Blink Dagger to go with it, but could cause a couple of problems for Shadow during the fights. Doesn't really have a great mana pool. Same thing for the Faceless Void. If he actually gets initiated on with Necro Books, you may just remove the Chrono from the fight with no mana. 10 stick charges may get you there though.
They have no lockdown though to make sure that heroes get mana burn. They do have the roar, but that's what the false promise is there for.
Yeah. Well, looks like Escape are really not in the position to fight at the moment. The Battle Fury is coming out to the Juggernaut and the Courier. But it's taking the long flight.
Babe coming in from the top side, he will get a one-man Chrono.
Escape just split.
Trying to bounce.
And now Kuiper, careful. Wants to keep pushing. They will be watched by the Dire Observer Ward, so if Wings need to, they can turn.
Not without their ultimates.
Radiant's top
Exorcism,
tower
the Ghost
is under
returning
attack.
back right now, and the Chronosphere, as we saw, just hit one hero there. Juggernaut getting up there in terms of farm.
Ooh, Ice picks up the Invis Rune, able to scout out Era.
Stupendous!
As I said before, he's got that fresh Battle Fury on him, so now the farm is going to get better.
Oh man, Morphling already has EB.
What, the whole thing?
Yeah, well, Ghost up there in inventory, but the components, yes.
Not too bad. His Replica's about to arrive back at base, so he can pick it up from there. That's after he's finished cleaning out the wave. Boom, there you go. E-Blades up. So now some good pop damage.
Also can be used defensively against the Juggernaut. On anyone, really.
Still has to be careful as the Morphling. Like if that Lincoln Sphere gets triggered, then this Orchid, which is rapidly approaching for Kuiper, could cause a lot of problems.
Unless Oracle's there.
Yeah.
It's always unless Oracle's there.
Unless Oracle. This is the hero.
There's an Observer Ward. Are they thinking about smoking? Their ultimates aren't up for a good 20 seconds, so I'd be very surprised if they did at the moment.
Unless they're trying to go for an unusual time just to catch Escape off guard. Either way, top lane is now going to be farmed up by Shadow, so he'll relieve that pressure. Escape keep moving underneath the Dire Observer Ward, which we got planted next to the Radiant Ancients.
Almost a mirror of the Escape Observer Ward on that Dire side.
This is just a little. Okay, yeah, they are grouped up. They
Smoked under the ward.
5 men smoked underneath the obs.
Oof. But now their Observer Wards will see these heroes move back, and Wings, their positioning should be close to exactly known by Escape.
That's the reason why Kuiper put down the Remnants, hoping someone would blindly walk into it.
They already knew, regardless.
Oh, Wings. Where do you want to go from here? Top lane, you got Era and Yapsor. Yapsor's just far enough back that if he needs to, we can relocate, save Era out. The wiser thing, though, is just to run away to safety, back to the tier 2. Into relative safety. But Yapsor, oh, there's the nukes already, the Chronosphere as well, with the E-Blade pop.
Radiant's top tower is under
Yapsor didn't
attack.
really stand much of a chance. He was trying to relocate himself away to safety.
Man, spare nothing for them. Io. Jeez.
Chrono's probably the biggest thing. E-Blade is such a low cooldown anyway, you don't really care. And then they just come back, continue the defense.
Yeah, I guess when it's a slower game, you don't really mind using Chronosphere for just a kill on a support Wisp. But Orchid is complete now. Storm Spirit just needs to pick it up from his stash. And he can start making some solo plays around the map.
There's already obviously a couple of counters to it. Can't just go on the Death Prophet thanks to the fact that she's got a Yule Scepter. There's Oracle.
Manta on Void.
Yeah, Manta on Void.
I think even the Ethereal Blade on the Morphling is pretty good versus it.
And Ice can just build himself into something like a Lotus Orb if he needs to. They have a lot of options here. So there's your Blink Dagger now up with the Juggernaut. So Era, after getting his Battle Fury, hold on to the casual Yasha for now.
Gem picked up by Beast. We'll take down that pesky Observer Ward, and Wings perhaps trying to... Ooh, escape. Dire has used a scan, taking down the Observer Ward with the immediate scan right after. We see the line being drawn. They want to head over to kill Shadow with a recently acquired Orchid. Maybe that will be enough to catch him off guard.
Oh, that sentry's out of range. Instance just threw down another one, but he doesn't have high ground vision. So as they come over with the gem, they will be capable of getting rid of both of those sentries and keeping their obs up.
They see the Hawk though, and that will be the giveaway that escape is in this area if the skin was not enough. And they will get a second D-ward, it looks like.
It's happened for a long time with the Replicant. Alright, someone needs to go bottom. There's too much farm to be had down there. Era's gonna be the man to do it.
Dire's middle tower is under
Very
attack.
patient gaming from both sides. Advantage is still going the way of Wings, hitting roughly around 4k in the net worth and about 5k in the experience. So Escape are falling behind. Most of that net worth has been pumped into the Morphling. But there's still a fair chunk of it which got between the Void as well as Death Prophet. Hence Void now has Manta style. And Death Prophet has a full Shivas to go along with the Yules.
So waiting to see when Morph wants to make his move. Maybe even considering getting a BKB at some point.
Radiant's top tower is
So he
under
doesn't
attack.
die to the Orchid. And also doesn't get his mana burned away by those Necro Books. But he's still sitting at very low
Radiant's top tower has
strength.
fallen.
3 strength Morph.
Just enough to keep you over the 1k. Well, Escape have had enough. They did a little bit of damage to the tier 2 tower on bottom, but Wings got the better trade-off, taking out that tier 2 on top.
I don't think they'll make the same mistake again of not having their ultimates up when they want to do Roche. And it is almost the longest possible Roshan respawn. And he has gone for BKB on the Morphling. I think that's a safe choice. He can right-click so hard, and he can just waveform or morph out of the Juggernaut ulti. But if he's Orchid it up, or if he gets mana burned by Necrobook, he will likely die.
Now the BKB mate just let him walk away slowly. Rely on the rest of his team to give him space.
Oh yeah, right. He's gonna go in and kill that Wisp, Toby.
Go in, kill Wisp. What do I do now? Walk away, get on me slash.
Replicate Juggernaut. The Juggernaut illusion will do a fair amount of damage with a crit.
What if it's worthwhile then getting a Hex over on Kuiper so you can quickly get rid of that replicate?
I think so. But maybe not wanting it to be purred up by False Promise. I guess if False Promise is used on a Hex, that's pretty good for Escape.
Oh, Mana Style is now over on Era. They just keep fighting hard. Oh, that's a very tempting target on top lane. Syndra is out of vision at the moment, so he's going to ignite. Kuiper jumps in, and he's triggered Lincoln Spear, so then they can get the silence off with the Orchid. Shadow should be able to pop. The BKP, 10 seconds worth of a charge now going to be triggered. Wow, they almost killed him.
Close.
But you're still going to be happy with that. Like, a kill would have been great, but burning a 10-second BKB charge, you're still good with that too. Yab saw where you headed. All the way down bottom, chasing after a replicate. You could bring Era back with him if they want to force into the tier 2 tower on top, but it looks like Era wants to continue to farm by himself.
Are fortified.
And they had vision of that with a Hawk, but I think it's time. Wings will be okay to take a team fight now.
Good obs ward. Just out of range of both of the sentries of Innocence.
Kuiper gets caught out by the Stomp and will perish under the Chronosphere. However,
How does that happen? Like,
he got stomped, and he tried to dodge it, but he dodged too late.
But you should just... Oh, okay. Dodge too late was the part. I'm like, because you just ball lightning away the second your spirit starts to stomp.
Yep, dodge too late. He's not that
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
so it could even be viewed as a tactical death.
It's just the fact you lose your bloodstone charges, maybe not so great of a tactic. And it's the bottom lane which you're probably thinking of, right? Like the tier 2 tower trade-off.
The Roshan. I wonder if they'll take Roshan. Actually, not in the ET and Death Prophet. There's no way they can do that safely with all 5 heroes up on wings.
Yeah, they already had issues before. Let's not play too hard with the fire. Koifa gets to the top lane now, so 2.7k, 2.8k gold.
It's about that time that Shadow might get a little bit careless, though. We saw this in his Slark game in particular.
Yeah. But he is running a hero where even if you're careless, you still have so many different escape mechanisms. It's very, very difficult for escape to bring him down. Like, Jugger needs a hell of a lot more damage than what he's got.
Yeah, and they need the roar and the orchid to stick onto him. But Blink looks like he's heading to the Roche Pit with the help of the Exorcism, and it's already very, very low. The boar has not got in there yet. The Hawk is coming out, but
it gets flagged. It gets flagged when Ice stands around and attacks it. It gets flagged even more when it says Morphling picks up the Aegis the Immortal.
Dire's middle tower
And the trade-off is the tier 2 tower in mid. And more farm onto Era. Not to mention Koifa. He did pick up the Mystic Staff.
Touché.
Touché. Who has your favorite voice lines, Toby?
Techie's.
Wow.
Techie's voice lines are amazing. Storm I do like though. Kazu, caught on the edge of a Chronosphere. Normally he's the man casting the Chronos, but this time around, he's locked in the Vortex.
And that's a gem.
It is.
Escape has a much faster paced lineup. The Storm Spirit doesn't really have a timer to rely on. The Beastmaster with the Necro 3 and the Roar revolving around, 70-ish seconds. But Wings, they're just using their Chronospheres, using their ultimates, and not really getting punished for it. Escape seemed far more interested in farming, but this Morphling's going to be bringing rain upon your base very soon.
Like, even very soon. Right now. The first damage done, tier 3 towers, Wings start the assault. They don't have Exorcism for another 55 seconds, and maybe this is why Escape is feeling a little bit more confident to leave Era on the top, but now he will TP back. But they've already lost their bottom tower. Shadow brought it down, I want to say almost solo, but it's pretty damn close. Faith jumps in, less time dilation, causing problems for Synderen. Doesn't have a stun for 17 seconds, and now dead as well for 44. The jump forward, Koifa looking for a target. The ET's blue, the rest of Escape out while isolating Koifa outside the base. He'll drop as well. He has to buy back now. Like, if they lose this, they lose 2 lanes of Brax, and Shadow wants to go for more. Just wave forming out. Remember, he's still got the Aegis team all of Koifa. Long jump forward, then a jump back out again. Innocence gives him a little bit of a save. So Shadow can go back in again. Now it's Era who's on the front lines. He blinked forward looking for the Omni Slash, but all he found was death. So he has to buy back and go for a round 2. There's 2 big buybacks now. Both Storm as well as Juggernaut expending the money. And all they want to do is finish up the bottom racks with the help of the Exorcism. They're going to be able to do this. It's gone so long. But it's come back off cooldown. Shadow, waveform out. They're looking to get that control on Koifa with the stomp. They bring him down. It's a dieback on him. Exorcism still going to work. The Omni Slash. It's not enough damage. Ice is taking most, but now it goes into the creep wave. And they bounce back up again, but you've lost Synderen. Shadow keeps going for the right, hoping someone's going to burn this damn Aegis the Immortal. He's had it the entire fight.
This ET is doing so much work in a team fight. That's the second time he stumped. That's why Storm Spirit died. He got hit by 2 stumps. First one was the Yule's Intuitive Stomp, and that was actually Blink's Yule's, but second time he's got hit by a stomp without any setup.
Man, they got Chrono off cooldown again. Faith can go. You can get a second dieback right now.
Radiant's middle tower.
They're beating through the tier 3 towers. 35 minutes in. There it is. The E-Blade shotgun. Era is gone for a minute and a half. And that could actually spell now a 3rd lane of Brax at the pace the Wings is doing this. They're actually got so much money on them, they may back out just so they can buy. This 1 courier is not enough for the shopping trip.
And they still have a minute and a half on the Oh, wait a second.
Shadow just got his full Skadi. You've got 7,000 gold over on the Death Prophet. Hang on, this is when we need this one. So 3.1k, 3.1k. Death Prophet bought herself something nice.
BKB.
Yep, full BKB, and still has 3.2k.
Now the Orchid not really going to be a problem with the Diffusal Blade on the Faceless Void. Not that it was really a big problem before, but that fight just blew the game wide open. It was just a chain feed. Started off with the Beastmaster with the gem, then a couple other heroes getting picked up. Buyback just going in one by one, getting isolated by the Stomp, and next one dying to the Chronosphere, and they don't really have that much save. Wisp is not a one-man team.
Well, unless you start adding that Ags upgrade where we can tether everybody out.
I think once Wings realized that they could use solo ultimates and not get punished for it, that's when the game started slowly favoring Wings. And Escape, I think they had a lot of opportunities to capitalize. They only looked for like the one perfect opportunity, the one where they took out Roche when both the Chronosphere and the Exorcism were down. I think that was like the only time where I felt like they were very comfortable making a move onto Wings' side of the map. But aside from that, it's just they're constantly playing around the Storm Spirit, and a couple of misplays here and there by Koikva has made this Wings' game to take.
You actually just got an Aghanim Scepter as well for the Faceless Void.
Sure,
that's
why
what he
not?
put his money into. Soul boosted Death Prophet, all the life in the world. Shadow with a full Skadi, so all that money they got from the chain feed is now being used against Escape. They at least have every ulti up. That is the upside for Escape. The only issue is they need to clear up the creep wave for Era's ulti to really be that effective, and even then, like, the ET tanked
There's a smoke though.
tanked like 3/4 of the ultimate.
Maybe Kezu will be able to look for that jump that they so desperately need. Only a few seconds left on his Shadow Walk though.
Oh, he's got a
Shadow's
Shadow
out in
Blade.
front.
They have to be careful. That gem is still on the ET.
Oh,
they
they're-
have the vision.
they're
The Spirit
right
goes
under
out.
him.
They found Kezu. Syndra needs to lend a hand with a stun, but it's very too late. The Beastmaster is gone. The E-Blade hit on the Era. Split is coming as well. They try and save him, but sliced into. Syndra will go down, and that is GG.
Man.
Wings have just grabbed this game by the balls, and they've got it.
Radiant's top tower
I expected a
is
lot
under
more like relocate into like Primal Roar into relocates. I expected a fair amount of like zips into relocates, but it never really seemed like Escape got their feet off the ground.
Yeah, the draft never really synergized, but we were also saying that with
Radiant's
Wings.
top
Like, you look at their
tower is
drafts, like,
under attack.
this could work really, 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 really well. And it did. It was very stable, very easy to play. I still love that through all of this, Syndra almost has the most amount of fantasy points. It's just